whenever I have a client that I need to work with, I start with their story, their why. Why have they started this company, and what is their main their track record, their background that led them to this point where they decided to do something about their entrepreneurial dream. And the narrative is so crucial. Like, so that's why we focus at building that narrative and building that story, because that narrative will feed into identifying this ideal client profile. So I often see businesses do, start a company just like the company next door. There's no differentiation whatsoever. And the best way to differentiate is having an ideal client profile that you go after and specialized in. And this is very hard for people to do because you're saying basically no to everybody else. And the more you niche down into that, the more effective your marketing becomes. So identifying that niche tribe becomes vital. And this tribe, you can only discover who is your tribe through looking back at your past and seeing who are the people that you connected with the most. Look at the friends and the people you really like to spend time with, and these probably will find your tribe right there. So it's really your story and your lifestyle is very much connected to the kind of customers that you want to target. So in my case, I am a digital marketer. I've been doing a lot of digital marketing for the last years for many, many brands. And the only thing that I found myself like, this is my people, is in the tech space. So that's why I did my master's in information systems, and now I have a podcast on AI. So this is the tribe is the people who provide tech services. I can speak their language. I understand their concerns and aspirations. So I identify them as my tribe. And since I've been doing business to business, business development for the agencies that I used to work with in my past, I know B2B very, very well. So I thought like, okay, B2B tech services business would be my tribe. And that means that doesn't mean that I cannot serve other people outside of that tribe, but these are kind of the main people that I know I can build very good relationships with, and I can also serve them to the best of my ability. Okay, so now we have identified the narrative, the story, and now we've identified my tribe as well. And now we go into the value proposition. And the value proposition, basically look no more, just go to my profile and look into the view profile, and you will see my value proposition there. It identifies who is the tribe, what is their main obstacle, and then what is the time frame, and it's all laid down in my about profile. Now we go to the offer. The offer is, let's say you get into a sales call with a client. What would be your offer? What would be the thing that you want to pitch to them? And this offer must be irresistible. It must reduce as much friction as possible so that the clients will feel completely stupid saying no. And that's, the phrase coming from Alex Hermouzi, who always say, make an offer so irresistible that people feel stupid saying no to. So this strategy, as you can see, there's the blue side, and there's the green side. And the blue side is basically the message part, which I start usually with my clients. So I start with looking at the messaging and the wording, and putting all of these together is fundamental. The how, or the method, is a lot more technical. So here we look into the analytics. Okay, based on this selected tribe, where they hang out, where they are, where is the best place to approach them. And based on that, we select the channel of communication. So right now, for example, I'm streaming on YouTube and LinkedIn, and these are like my two main channels. Of course, I have Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the rest, but they're not as important to me. And the focus is only on LinkedIn and YouTube for now. But this is basically where I identify the people that are most important to my business hang out on these platforms. Moving on to content. So I always talk about content is the means that you're going to bring people into your ecosystem. So let's say, and content could be paid, earned, and organic. So the organic content is what I'm doing right now. I have no budget behind this post. It's completely organic. It's completely on my channel. This is the organic social content, which is definitely important for everybody to do and indulge with, because in the end of the day, we live in a digital society. So back in the days, we used to go to networking events and, attend chamber meetings and whatnot. I mean, some people still do that till now, but right now, our society is completely digitized, and that's why we hang out on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, and this is basically where people mingle, especially in the professional world. It's mostly on these platforms. And now creating content becomes vital, because this is how you are communicating in this digital society. So creating content is very important. I usually recommend to start with organic content on your channels. And then as you become much more comfortable talking to the camera and talking in public, then you can move into earned and paid content. And then what I mean by earned is being on other people's podcasts, um, try to try to grab the attention of journalists to get featured in their publications, stuff like that. This is earned media. And then the final would be paid content, which is running ads. And usually I recommend running ads from your favorite piece of content. And then we go into the connection offer. So this is also mimics the real life scenario, whereby if you meet someone in a networking event, in a party, regardless, you first exchange few words. They might tell you about their problem, and then you will immediately jump to help them, right? So if they tell you they have issues with their taxes and you're a tax advisor, you start giving them tips right off the bat. So this, if we want to replicate this to the digital world, it will be giving them a 10-minute video on 5 tips to manage their taxes. So this video will be your connection offer, because in the real world, when you start telling your potential customer about the tips and you start giving, they will usually pull out their business card and hand it over to you, just because they want to continue that conversation. And similarly, on the digital side, we use connection offers. Some people call it lead magnet and ethical bribe and all of that stuff. I like to keep my wording positive, so I will keep with connection offer. And this connection offer is usually laid out in a landing page, where in exchange for that tips, you would people need to put their email addresses too, and then they would access it, and then they will also start receiving value-packed email content. Of course, everything will be explained before their sign up, so it's fully consensual, and I'm super against spam, so we have to be very careful here. But basically, if I am browsing the internet and I find something valuable, and the only thing in return I to give my email address, which I can unsubscribe at any time. So I don't think there is a big issue here. I know that some people in the marketing world are against this tactic. I think it's all about how it is executed that determine whether this tactic is vital or good or not that great. And then finally, in the conversion process. The conversion process is all about building relationships, establishing that brand awareness, giving even more value through email marketing, and then finally hope to, after a series of give, then you ask them for a conference call or a video call to basically a sales call that you get to know them more, and then from there it's going to be a sales process, and then if there is a match, then they will become a customer. So this framework is very effective, very simple, and I like it because it's one pager, and I worked really hard in terms of like making sure that all of the top part starts with an M, so you've got 4 M's there, and then all the method parts are with C, so we've got the 4 C's. So yeah, it's just something that you could grab and enjoy working with, and whenever you're ready and you want my company to look at your business, feel free to reach out to me. So that's all for today, and thank you very much.